Well, 7:45 at KNEB, overcast and 42. Time for our News Extra program, brought to you by Gehring Civic Center. And here is Kevin Mooney.
Thank you, Dennis, and good morning, everyone. And we're pleased to have Chris Wolf here today, along with Brad Van Pelt. And we are going to talk about, I believe this will be the 4th annual Warrior Run, coming up this Saturday, November 10th, over at the Gehring Golf Course. And we'll let Brad discuss the specifics of this. But I guess, first of all, like I said, the fourth one of these. And you guys have been very successful with this and raising some money for emergency relief for veterans, right, Brad?
Yes, and it's all due to the sponsorship in our community. We've got some great people in the community that really step up, and they're really stepping up this year. It's really heartwarming to see what some people have done for us this year, especially. But as far as the run, it's going to be Saturday, November 10th. Starts at 9 in the morning. You can be there at 8 to pre-register at the clubhouse at the Gehring Golf Course, and continue to pray for good weather.
Yeah. 4K, it'll get better, I promise.
Yeah, I'm sure it will. But we'll have a 5K run, a 10K run, and a 5K walk. And we'd like to have a lot of people show up. Last year we had 80 some people. I'd like to double that, and it looks like we may be able to do that if the entries keep coming in.
All right, very good. This is at 9 o'clock over at the Gehring Golf Course. It's a $20 entry fee, right?
$20 entry fee, and I was, as we were discussing earlier, you get a piece of original Mary Hunt artwork along with your shirt, because it's on the shirt. She designed our Warrior Run logo, and we had a little discussion about maybe changing that, and everybody said, no, leave it the same. So Mary does a wonderful job.
That'd be nice. So you get that with on your shirt, and it's $20. Like you said, you had 84 entries last year, and you already have well towards that this year with a week to go. And so we don't want, as you look at the forecast, we don't want the weather to scare you off, because 40s and 50s is kind of what runners like to run in, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. You don't get overheated, and it's not bad once you get out and get moving. It's great, really. It's pretty invigorating, energizing. So.
All right, very good. Once again, this goes for emergency relief for veterans, and we'll let Chris talk a little bit about some of the things this goes for, because I'm looking at your guys' list of sponsors here, and you have, I don't know, what do you have, 3-4 dozen sponsors here? You have an amazing number of sponsors.
Well, there's probably more than 2 dozen, and we've got, can I run through the list quickly?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Excuse me, A&S Construction has been a multiple year sponsor. B&C Steel, Jim and his crew, they've been a multiple year sponsor in a big way. Jeff Shinost at High Plains Budweiser, Tom Rorick at Care Chiropractic. This year we had a wonderful surprise with the Yonk Foundation. They called and made a considerable donation, and then they called back and decided that wasn't quite enough, so they made another considerable donation. So Jim and Carol Emery manage that foundation, so that was a wonderful surprise. Brad Schmall at Cross Country Enterprises, Door Closer Service, Mark and the crew at Floyd's Trucks, High Plains Feed Yard, Aldo at Infinity Construction, Inland Truck Parts helped out again for the 4th year, I think. We've got J.G. Elliott, they've sponsored every year. Johnson Cashway, Kelly Bean, they've been a multiple year sponsor. KNEB, and I gotta say the Star Herald really stepped up this year too. They're really a big help this year. MC Schaff, Neil Smith Insurance, Oregon Trail Plumbing, The Keaton Fahrenkoff Foundation, Jim and Carol Fahrenkoff manage that. Hod at Platte Valley Company's really stepped up. He doubled his donation from previous years, and he's helped out every year. Regional West, Robinson Electric, Brunza, Sandberg Implement, Silver Spur Feeders in Minutair, Simmons and Olson, they've been a multiple year sponsor. Steve's Truck and Equipment, and we got a great surprise from Charmaine Urick at State Farm. She volunteered to be a donor. She helped out in a big way. Van Pelt Fencing and Western Trail Sports, and that's about it.
All right. That's a lot of sponsors.
It's a big list.
Big list. So, Chris, all of this goes to emergency relief for the veterans. All this sponsorship money helps cover the cost for the run, as well as provide a little extra money for you, and kind of explain what kind of things the proceeds go for.
Well, we have an organization called Veterans and Military Family Emergency Relief Organization, and some of the things that we've helped veterans with, it could be rent, could be utilities to keep them in their homes. We've helped with college tuition, we've helped with books, we've helped with travel money to get them home after a relative has passed away. We had a young man that got out to Vegas and didn't have a way to get home after his brother had passed away. So we helped with deposits to get into a home. We had a veteran whose home burned, and he was living out at the lake in his camper, and the weather was getting colder, and it was expensive day after day to live out there. So we were able to secure an apartment for him so he could get in. So it's a number of things that we help these wonderful warriors that step up and volunteer to serve our country no matter what their age. And so I think this is the least that we can do for them and help them in their time of need.
Yeah, and sometimes the money, if they're going to school, and the money that they are supposed to receive for that, especially when they've just come back from serving, sometimes that money doesn't arrive as fast as we want it to from the federal government, right?
That's right. There has been an issue with a few of them getting their Montgomery GI Bill money in, and so they come out of the military, they don't have jobs, they really have no income, so they're kind of at the mercy waiting for this money to come in. And so we've been able to step up and help them and keep them in school, which is my big concern, making
That's
sure
right.
that they stay in school and not have to drop out, and then they just create so many more other problems with lots of other things that we don't want to lose them.
Yeah, we want to make sure that all of them go on the path that they want to go once they get out of the service, get the schooling, get the training they want, and then get the jobs they need, and just be a contributing member to society. And that's kind of the whole idea.
Absolutely.
All right. So if somebody wants to enter this race, do they do it that morning, or would you like them, if possible, you'd like to know ahead of time, right?
Yeah, they can certainly register the morning of the race. It's helpful to have pre-entries. You can call Van Pelt Fencing at 633-2100, and we can email you an entry form at this point. And that's probably the best way to get one right now. On short notice, the Star Herald has published entry forms too for us, which is wonderful. And there's one in Sunday's paper as well.
Okay. All right. So either call Brad over at 633-2100. You can register at the race, or maybe look for that registration form in yesterday's paper. We appreciate Brad Van Pelt and Chris Wolf coming in, talk about the Warrior Run this Saturday, 9 a.m. over at the Gearing Golf Course. Appreciate it, guys.